getting started. The Volunteers will kick it away first. Takes it inside his own 20. Chance for great field position here. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
This is not the end.
Outside, fellas!
Running back searching for a hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It has been a rocky ride through Big Ten play so far, and they're running out of time to turn it around.
And sometimes the Big Ten will do that to you, right? It's a competitive conference. There's a lot of competitive environments that you have to step into, and they haven't been great this season, let's be honest. But, Jesse, I'm more interested to see how they finish off the last part of this season because it's one thing to have expectations and to get down. It's another thing to quit.
Yeah, you just want to see how resilient they are too, David, because the coach, he's been saying the right things after taking all these losses at the podium after games. We've got guys hurt. We've got young players. We're inexperienced. We're learning how to win. But, you know, you're running out of time for excuses. You've now got to turn the page. You've got to show up. You've got to put a complete game together and get it done.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Hauls it in at the 40. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Picks up the first down. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big game for the offense.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And I'd go back to him again after that first carry, but the defense more ready. They're more alert, dialed into the running back. They're like, listen, we've given up one big play. All eyes on him. Nice job getting the guy on the ground.
And the Volunteers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Flicks it out of the air. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
Well, a great job making the tackle there. Now setting up 3rd down in your own red zone. This is a stop you have to come up with. You want to give up field goals in this area of the field, not touchdowns.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. And here they come going for the first down on 4th and 2. Looking to throw. Got it! He gets it in! Touchdown ball! ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here's the return from inside his 10. He's got great speed. He is electric in the return game, and that one has the offense set up nicely. They'll start this drive from the 42. From the shotgun, they'll run it. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Might as well stick with him. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on 3rd down from the 43. Dropping back, it's Salter. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody in the back end expecting throw. And that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Makes a move. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time. Now, it used to just be in the red zone. Now, you just find the big fella, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know he can make big plays.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Dumps it to the back. Grab near the marker. It's Thomas. Turning it on. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play. And you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Takes the handoff. It's Thomas. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Back to pass. Here comes the heat. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the coordinator.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. They're working that left side. He's brought down good pickup on the play, but not quite to the 15-yard line. That's where he had to get for the first down. The Vols will try to convert on 4th down. On the move. He's got enough. It'll be a first some people think it's a gamble, but sometimes it's really not. It's just a smart play to go for it on fourth down.
One thing you know is you're only going to have so many possessions. So the more you punt, the more you give it up. Obviously, you're not going to score, and the field position game is kind of going out the window. So, yes, you definitely go for it more, and you've seen more success, and you've seen more points than ever.
To the air on first down. Zings it complete to the right. Can't get him to the ground. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Volunteers!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That drive covered 62 yards for the touchdown, and they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. He wants to change this route. Back to throw, it's Salter. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And these coaches have these play sheets over there on the sideline, so there's so many calls they want to call. They want to make explosive plays, but you got to protect your QB, and he's already been sacked. Now he's hit again. Like, they've got to protect him up front if they want a chance of doing damage on the offensive side of the football.
They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He's stopping behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest. And the Buffaloes racing to the line in the hurry up. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure, it gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
And the Buffaloes need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on third down. He spins that thing down the middle. Makes a grab deep. Touchdown, Bucs! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, Phyllis, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Miami had a dominant win, the kind the folks in South Florida were used to in 2001 when Ken Dorsey, Clinton Portis, and Jeremy Shockey led the Canes to a national title. Talk about a special team. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Pocket breaking down. Finds his target down the middle.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
And the Vols can really attack on this second and short. They'll move the tight end. Wants to fire on second down. Pressure coming. He's going for the big play. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
The Volunteers are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. With the catch, it's Jefferson.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on third down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
And the Volunteers getting set on 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to keep it in the air. Quickly complete. Still on his feet at the 45. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. The Vols will hustle to the line.
And that's the beauty of this offense and this playmaker at wide receiver. Throw the ball short, but what he does after the catch, he's just got so much speed, so dynamic with the football. And this is why they get it to him short, because he can take it to the house or make a big play on any reception.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's Thomas. And that defense is all over that one. No room to run after the catch. Sometimes it's not about fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it, and there's so many ways to use them, but exactly. Get it to them, let them break tackles, let them make plays. Easy decision.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Gonna take a shot. He caught it.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Well, this situation on the field, this defense has their hands full because this running back just seems to have a nose for the end zone. Of course, he scored his last time out. He's really good down here close to the goal line, finding creases.
2nd and goal for this offense. They'll run it left, looking for the end zone here. They get him in the backfield, and he loses 3 on the play.
Unsuccessful 2nd down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively? Try to have success on 3rd down.
Goal, and they'll try to pass it in. Looking for the score. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down.
And look at the quarterback. Look at the players on offense. They're overlooking at the sidelines, begging to stay on the field and try and score this touchdown. They've been on the field for so many plays, for so long. When you've done all that work, you want to capitalize and you want to score a touchdown. You don't want to be kicking a field goal at this point.
They want to throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. The Buffaloes backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Direct snap. And some room to work. Oh, he's got some space. The 30. Running inside the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
What a big-time run. He's still running. Over 90 yards. That's one of those when you're running to the end zone, you're looking behind you, you're looking on the Jumbotron to see if anybody's going to catch it, and nobody's going to catch him on that huge touchdown run.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good to finish things off. That drive took no time at all. A couple of plays and finished it with the long run for the touchdown. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the catch. It's Thomas. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Whatever the fastest tempo they have is, that's what they'll use. Looking downfield on first down. The quick out. He'll be forced out of bounds. Let's mark it at the 48-yard line as this offense continues its work.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback be going the other direction.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
So difficult because my eyes tell me as a defensive guy, he's handing it off. The offensive line's blocking run. I got to go get it. Quarterback pulls it, throws it to the right. It's kind of like that hidden hat game. Like, where's the ball? I'm always trying to find that daggone pattern.
And the Vols will line it up on 1st and 10. Wants to throw it. Under fire. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll throw again after the incompletion. Snags it inside the 20. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Tennessee. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. To the air. It's Salter. That's caught. It's Miller. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He might want another play. Looking to throw on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Miller. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. So it's 1st down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quarterback on the move, still looking. He'll pull it down and run. At the 45, on its way. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Hard running there. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Going to the run to start this second half.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. The short hands, it's Thomas. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 26.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing.
To the ground to try to move the chains. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And that's a play the defense has got to be able to make, guys, right there on fourth down. You're in the third quarter, second half. You're playing at home, and it's a close game.
Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Not just so you get to make a big play on defense, but it's also a TFL, tackle for loss. Doesn't get better than that.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Snap it to the back. It's the runs like that that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Buffaloes are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Off the RPO, complete. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They send the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Here's a quick throw out to the left. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. And the Buffaloes want to crank the tempo. Give to the back. He couldn't get close to the marker, got 3 yards, but it'll be 4th and 3. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Now the play fake. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, they're unable to come up with that one on 4th down, and I remember this as a player. You practice specific plays on 4th down for those types of situations, and you know all week against the scout team, they've gotten really clean looks, easy to execute against. They didn't get a clean look that time, so you chalk it up to the defense and take note of it next time. You might not run that play again if you're in a similar situation.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Quickly to the tight end. Breaks into the open. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the first down. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Pulls and fires complete. Smashes through the tackle. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown ball.
It's so nice to have these big playmaking tight ends that are basically oversized receivers. Make a play down the field to him, huge catch radius, makes the play, and then I love the run after the catch. These guys can do this nowadays. He does the rest of the work and gets into the end zone.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Might be changing the route. Looking to throw, it's Salter. Going to take a shot at this DB. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. He tries to take the top off. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
Yeah, taking the shot down the field, I love it. Offenses have to do that. A lot of times offenses get pretty conservative, but take deep shots down the field. Try to make those big plays. Trust your wide receivers and your big play guys to make those shots down the field.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
They booted away. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. One final play before the end of the quarter. Finding open areas. And he was able to push forward for a solid gain as the clock strikes 0 here in the 3rd. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Wants to go up top. A little screen to the running back. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on 3rd and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the 4th quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. That's caught. It's Matthews. He is pushed out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The Volunteers look to keep this drive humming. Working that wide receiver screen. Shakes off the defender. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. D showing blitz. They might be bluffing. A 1st down run in the red zone. He works his way all the way down to